I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take it.
This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here and we are live right here on the Value Wrestling, right here on YouTube with your Value Wrestling AEW Dynamite review for December 6th, 2023. And oh boy, buckle up, get those seatbelts on and get ready to go lottie-dottie because we're about to potty like it's 1995. And boy, well, I don't know where this show's going to end, but it's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a bumpy road. But join in the chat, join in the conversation. Make sure if you get in here, you join us and you're here, you like this video. And of course, for our introduction, it's the man sitting across the way from me, the one, the only Paulus Clarke. Oh, you know. And, of course, you know me. It's me, the big Tyme. Oh, believe that. And we're here, and of course, hopefully joining us in the chat at some point in time, at some moment in time, will be the one, the only Mr. Z. Mr. Z, if you're out there, say hello to the lovely audience. Join in the conversation. Join in the chat. Say hello. Drop what you think. Hit up the vote. Tell us what you think about tonight's show. AEW Dynamite, December 6, 2023, I think goes down in the books of history for AEW one way or another. Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, so we got to talk and make all the Canadian people feel important. And so we start the show off, of course, with Jon Moxley and Rush. Jon Moxley and Rush get probably about 2 minutes of entrance. I think the first 5 minutes of this whole show was just their entrance. Cool, awesome. We get a good solid match between these two. What you expect? The match wasn't bad, but it was a solid match, back and forth. Eventually they collide. Rush and Jon in the corner rushes for a drop kick, but Jon pops up for a huge lariat, turning it into a Death Rider. 1, 2, nope. But then Jon locks in the sleeper, and Rush goes nighty-night, good night, passes out. The ref calls the match. The match went 14 minutes, 31 seconds. Good, solid match here. Jon Moxley wins. Jon Moxley has 4 wins now, or 3 wins. 3 wins now, with 2 to go. He has 9 points in total. He's 3-0, and we'll talk about who he's facing a little bit later for next week. And I think we kind of see where the winner is here. We get a quick briefing in this that if Mark Briscoe or Jay Lethal lose tonight, they will be eliminated. So, Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe have to put their best foot forward in tonight's matchup. We get a video package because tonight the Jays, yes, not Double J, but Jay Lethal and Jay White are going to go one-on-one, and we get a brief video package and get a lot of talk about their Ring of Honor history and how storied this feud is and how important it is that Jay Lethal and Jay White, yes, it is that important. My rear end. Anyways, it's the freaking truth. They're trying to sell me a bunch of goobity-gock that they really barely told you a few minutes storyline on, building on a Ring of Honor story that they didn't really even use the storyline, the Ring of Honor, to make either of these guys feel important. Jay Lethal feels like the biggest booch in the company. I mean, I don't know who the bigger booch in this tournament is, Jay Lethal or Mark Briscoe. The way they've been treated, and I'm supposed to feel like Jay Lethal's a freaking threat to Jay White because they do a little promo package. Sorry. I will be. I'm triggered, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Khan has triggered me again because Tony Khan doesn't know how to book nothing. And this thing just went from a show to I don't know. It went down the rocky road, and I'm not talking ice cream.
So basically, you have what I'm going to start calling TKT, Tony Khan Trigger.
Syndrome, yeah, something like that. Anyways, your thoughts on this opening match, Moxley and Roosh?
Moxley and Roosh. I will say that Roosh has star appeal. You expected Moxley to go over. That's pretty much it.
That's sad. That's sad. That's all we can say. That's it. Anyways, then we're on the ramp, and here's Renee Paquette, who's Canadian also, by the way, if you didn't know, she's Canadian, because we're in Canada, so let's hype up all the Canadians. Except Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. We didn't do anything with them or hype them up. Oh, that's right. Kenny Omega's taking on the Canadian Ethan Page. If you didn't catch that, they talked about how the Kenny Omega's taking on the Canadian Ethan Page. And I'm like, but Omega's Canadian, so why didn't he get Canadian cleaner? I don't know. We'll get, ladies and gentlemen, Miguel Z has joined us. Welcome to the party, Mr. Z. You may have to change your theme music because, well, that guy's not doing too good for himself these days. He's not your New Japan Pro Wrestling superstar that you thought he once was.
As I say, we will always remember the New Japan days.
They will live on in infamy. Anyways, we have Renee on the ramp, and here comes Roddick Strong in the Kingdom. And Roddick screams her name because every name that Roddick has to scream nowadays. He screams Samoa. He screams Renee. It's a stupid joke. It's getting tired. It worked for Adam. It was fine for Adam. Tony, you're stupid. It doesn't need to be done for everybody. It does. It's just, why? This boy needs to, I don't know. Anyways, then he's out here. He's talking about MJF being the devil, that Joe's being tricked. Everybody has consequences. He finally got out of his wheelchair, and he's not going to suffer at blah, 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 whatever. This pointless. This didn't have anything to do with anything. Who cares? Roddick Strong can walk again. Yay.
Yeah!
Good thing my contract's ironclad.
Thank you! Ding dong, ding dong, he's so quiet! It doesn't matter what you think!
Anyways. So, from being on the stage, magically Renee Paquette is the back at MJF's locker room after we come back from commercial break. And here comes Hangman walking down the corridor, and he's like, "Oh, am I walking into your scene?" And then Hangman Page is here because he wants to talk about Swerve. Like, "Oh, you broke in my house, you messed with my kid, but you beat me. I gotta admit when I lose, you beat me. You got the best of me. It took everybody, but you beat me. I'm a little pussy, but hey." I don't know what this did for Hangman, but here's the thing. We learned something new in AEW. MJF pops up, calls him Seabiscuit, which was quite funny. Laughed at how him and Swerve had to fight to see who could get the most STDs. Page says he doesn't have 30 minutes and starts walking away. MJF says he needs 30 minutes to wake up the crowd from the boredom. Basically, from his promos, this brings Page back. Page and MJF go back and forth, which I'm assuming is going to lead to Adam Page getting a title shot against MJF. So all you have to do in AEW is lose, and then you'll get a title shot. Great booking, Tony. Your logic's amazing. Just freaking amazing. No, wait, because by the end of the show, guess what? Next week on Dynamite or Rampage or whatever show, not this week, but later on, Hangman's going to fight Roderick Strong. Why? Who knows? Who cares? We're just going to put him in the ring because Tony Khan's booking is like, I don't have a hat nearby. I have this, but that's not going to work. But, he just goes, nah. Hangman. Nah. Roderick. Okay, there's a match. Yay, I booked the show. Go play with your... Go ahead.
Very old school Vince McMahon Money in the Bank philosophy.
Go book your eFed, Tony. Go back on the internet, book your eFed. Go play with your eFed buddies. Go get your off with your... Oh, my God, stupid booking. MJF and Adam Page are getting into it. Samoa Joe comes up. The babysitter's here. Samoa Joe tells MJF to leave Hangman. He doesn't matter. He's not involved. Blah, blah, blah. We get a stupid segment here that built for nothing, does nothing, except makes me believe that we're going to get Hangman and MJF to wrestle in a match for the world title. So as long as you're a loser, you can get a title match. Stupid booking.
Doesn't compute.
Next up, we get Swerve Strickland versus Mark Briscoe, another match in the Gold League tournament of this tournament. And again, if Mark Briscoe loses, he's out. He can't win. There's no way to win because there's only 2 matches left. We get to the 15-minute mark. We're both on the apron. Mark with the kick, a double underhook. We get this is awesome. It was a good match. Swerve eventually hits the Death Valley driver, and then he hits the stomp for the 1, 2, 3. You almost thought this match was going to go to a time limit draw to maybe save Mark Briscoe a little bit, to give him a little bit of a chance, to make him feel a little bit. No, Swerve wins. Swerve is now 3-0, so Swerve has 9 points. John Moxley has 9 points. We know who's going to win the gold match. It's going to be coming down between Moxley and Swerve. We'll find out next weekend because these two are going to face each other.
I guess at least at that point we'll see whose house it really is.
Who booked this crap? TK. Need I say more? Good. The match was great in the ring. The in-ring work was a little better than it has been, but Mark Briscoe looks like a chump, so it's really hard to get involved or excited about anything he does in the ring because you just know he's going to lose, so it's like, eh. And now he's lost and he's out of the tournament, so what's the point of him wrestling in the rest of this tournament other than I know what you have to say about that? And I get that point, but to the fan point, why am I going to care if he wrestles any match? If I'm the wrestler, why am I going to show up if I'm going to lose again? I'm just saying, welcome to the party. If you're here, make sure you hit that like button. Join in the conversation in the chat below. Mr. Clarke, your thoughts on Swerve Strickland versus Mark Briscoe?
No matter what's going on with the way they're booking Mark Briscoe, I actually believe the right person won. But as we've already said, as you and I know from talking off air, the only reason why Mark Briscoe, the only reason why Jay Lethal are wrestling again is out of obligation and getting paid. Not because there's any character motivation, not because they can win this tournament anymore. It's their job, literally. And apparently, in this tournament, it was their job to do the job.
If they freaking do that on national TV, they can't get away with that on national TV. I'm sorry. Mr. Z says, I'm taking bets on how long the match is going to go between Swerve and Mox before they are drinking each other's blood. The only thing that's going to save us from that is it's on national TV. The network's not going to allow that. So...
it would take away from the shock value anyways. When Hangman did it with Swerve, that's one thing, and it was on pay-per-view. To do it on TV after already having it done on Full Gear, it's like, it's too soon.
Yes, they will both bleed. This match might be the one that ends in a draw, just to make that last match feel important, because whoever wins that last match, whether it be John Moxley or Swerve, they're going to be tied. They go in that last match, since they're not facing each other, they're both going to have to win their last match to stay in a tie. So they may draw, or one or the other is going to win. It's going to be real iffy.
Fair.
But I don't see that happening. Anyways, backstage we have Mariah May. She's stocking up Tony, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Do you care? Do you want to add? Do you have anything to say?
I wish I could add.
Okay.
That's bad, though.
That's what I'm saying.
This is why I just left.
We are AEW. We signed Mariah May. Big name. But who cares? She's just a side puppet being used worse than Mickie James when she was stalking or in love with Trish Stratus. At least that made better sense. Mariah May is just... Anyways, now it's time for MJF and Samoa Joe to take on the matchmen of the Devil, No, because Joe comes out the ring, the lights flicker because the devil has magical powers and can, get into the broadcast team's towers. They have a hacker on their team, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they're hiring Bill Gates. Maybe it's Elon Musk. Who knows? Maybe it's the old owner of GTV. Not QTV. I'm talking GTV if you want to go back into days. Maybe it's Retribution, maybe they've signed Ali and we just don't know it. Maybe the ghost of Bray Wyatt is doing this. Who knows?
At least it would be funny if it was Sammy Callahan.
There you go. It could be Sammy Callahan, but anyway, show comes out, the lights go out, he gets the masked men come down, they act like they're going to attack him, they don't attack him, the lights go out, they're all gone, then the video shows up and we see MJF has been knocked out with a glass bottle. Ladies and gentlemen, the devil has presented himself. It's James Storm. Sorry about your damn luck. He got cracked across the head with a beer bottle. We all saw him laying there. There's a beer bottle there. Who else cracks you over the head with a beer bottle? Oh, maybe it was Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's the devil. Now it all makes sense. Oh, no, wait a minute. Oh.
He at least says he's drinking off air.
Oh, it's Hangman. Okay, it is Hangman the whole time. MJF said it was Hangman earlier. It must be Hangman because Hangman's going to go back to the loner cowboy drinking phase. Because he's a booch and not worth a damn no more. They've totally just flushed him down the toilet.
Wait. I know it's not one of the members of Private Party. They like to drink.
Cool. Who? It's the revenge of the what's that? Who are the 6-man tag team? I can't remember their name. They were like 69 Days team, and then they got jumped and they've disappeared from TV. There was somebody on that team who was famous.
The Enamored, the Claimers.
I don't know. There was a booty man. No, that was another guy in WCW. Anyways. So we didn't even get the match here. We didn't get anything of this storyline. MJF got jumped in the back. They're really making this look like this could possibly be MJF. Could it be Adam Cole? Maybe. Is it going to be Jungle Boy? Fuck, why not? Who cares? Let it be Britt Baker just for the joke. I hope it's freaking Tony Khan, just so we can all hate Tony Khan. Because it would be the stupidest thing in the world. I mean, I don't know. This thing is trash now. You didn't even give us the match that you were building to. This should have been a match to at least lead to one of the suspects. One of these people should have been unmasked by now so we could kind of maybe change up the game. But no. It's really what it looks like to me. It's the members of JAS. It looks like the Cool Hand and Angelo and the other guy.
Daddy Magic.
Yeah, and Daniel Garcia and Jake Hager. I mean, that's who these 4 men look like to me if you really study them. I don't think it's Wardlow under that mask. But hey, you know what? Who cares? But yeah, we didn't even get the match. Joe went to go check on him, and that's what we got. And then we got promo with Moxley. He's the ace of the world. Here comes Swerve. They're facing each other next week in Texas because winter's coming to Texas. Texas, yes. Jon Moxley and Swerve, which should be the final match of this tournament because these guys should have been built up, get one more win, and then they would have been tied, and whoever would have won that match would have made more sense. But now you're going to screw it up here, which I really feel they're going to draw it so they have some purpose for the last week's tournament to be important. And since we're going to Texas, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to get the Von Erichs because AEW is going to capitalize on the Iron Claw movie, and we're going to get we're going to get, I think, Kevin Von Erich's the last Von Erich there, and the 2 boys. So I guess AEW might just be signing the tag team, the Von Erichs. I forget whose boys they are, if they're Carries or Kevins or Davids or who.
Kevins, I believe.
So we may have Von Erichs wrestling in AEW. Sad place. They could be doing better things and be putting over in a better company called WWE. But hey. Anyways.
They were cutting their teeth in MLW, so, and that's about better creativity and probably, well, not maybe equal money, but decent money compared to how Tony's killing his company.
Yeah, is there anything you want to say about Joe and the Devil stuff, Moxley and Swerve, before we go on?
Besides, it's just a big disappointment.
Yes. Anyways, from there, we got your favorite part of the night, right? We got some guy named Ben McKinsiewicz, some guy, I guess, in Canada that's infamous, who does this whole weird, like, tribute thing like you would see on an awards show or something. I don't know what they're doing with Timeless Tony Storm, but he introduces Timeless Tony Storm. she comes out. She's taking on Sky Blue. And I get when you do the black and white at the beginning of the show, but in the middle of the match, you switch it to black and white, back to color, black to black. I'm just like, okay, that doesn't make sense. A good match. We got a beautiful hip attack by Sky Blue into Tony Storm that looked really nice. Cold Blue was hit, but no 1-2. At one point, they did something totally stupid. Sky Blue was on the apron with Tony Storm, and Luther comes over. Tony Storm sits on his shoulders, and then they run Sky Blue down the apron and off into the mat. I don't know. It looked stupid. They just dragged her down. I don't know. It was the stupidest looking thing I've ever seen. Like, I don't get why she was on Butch's. I don't know why she was on Luther's shoulders. I don't know why they needed to drag to flip Sky. I mean, it's like Sky Blue just went running down the apron and did a flip in midair. I mean, everything else is stupid.
I guess it was to give Luther something to do. That's my best guess.
I don't know. This man looked like he cried. He was about to cry after Tony Storm won the match, too. That was the other thing. Tony with a hip tack. Tony locks up Sky Blue. Sky Blue reverses to a bridge for 1-2. Notes. Tony reverses with a pin of her own. Sky's shoulders don't look fully down, but we get a 1-2-3. Tony Storm wins. 9 minutes, 18 seconds. And a lackluster win for the champion. And then it gets stupider because for whatever reason, Tony's celebrating in the ring. Luther looks like he's about to cry. And Riho comes out. And in the worst thing ever I've ever seen, Riho goes this way and or goes that way, and Tony Storm goes this way. They miss each other, and Riho drop kicks Tony. And Tony Storm just kind of gradually steps out under the rope. Like, walks out, doesn't stumble out. She just walks over the ropes after being drop kicked, steps under the ropes, and stands there to get hit and get caught by Luther. Riho sitting there patting the women's title. I guess we're going to get Riho versus Tony Storm. Last time we saw him, I guess Tony Storm was part of the Outcast and helped take out Riho. This was stupid.
Yeah.
It looked like garbage. Tony Storm looked like garbage in the end of this. Trash. The only good thing was we got to see Sky Blue and a lot of shots of the backside, which, you know, you can't complain about too much. But the good thing is Sky Blue can wrestle, so she's great to look at, but actually can do something in the ring. But, yeah. Mr. Clarke, your thoughts on this match? Okay, thank you.
It was a pretty match, and by that I mean pretty to look at. That's it.
Oh. Anyways, from there we got Switchblade Jay White versus Jay Lethal. It was Jay versus Jay. We got every type of Jay chant that you could get in here. I swear they were chanting double J at one point. I don't know for sure. But it was Jay, and Jay, we want Jay. Jay, you suck. I don't know what Jay they were chanting for. In the end, Lethal tries for a lethal injection, but White clips the back of his leg. Lethal rolls through, overshoot. White sits onto Lethal for a stack pin in another weird win. Jay White wins at 11 minutes, 24 seconds. Jay White gets now, I think, 6 points he's at. He's a little behind. I don't know if he's actually going to get a chance to catch up. Sorry about the cat on the screen. You're just going to have to deal with it. But guess what, gentlemen? Jay Lethal's done. Jay Lethal is non-important. I think Jay Lethal takes on Roosh next week, which is great. But here's the kicker. Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe still have to face each other. So we know on the very last night of this tournament, so not next week, but the week after that, on Dynamite, we know Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe have to face one another, and they both might have 0 points by that. So somehow one of them is going to win and get points and feel special because they've been used as booches for this tournament. So, who cares? Jay White won. Jay White feels like a joke. Jay Lethal feels like a joke. Jay White's the stupidest storyline. You lose to MJF by nefarious means. You were attacked by the devil too, and we get nothing. Like, it's just over. Jay White's just like, okay, I'm in a tournament with an expert in tournament wrestling. In this style of tournament wrestling. Mr. Z, it's Jay White, not the top candidate to win this tournament because of his experience in New Japan Pro Wrestling and the G1. Am I telling lies that this man should be presented better in a tournament than he is right now? But he's a chump. He's being treated like a chump. He just had a full gear, a main event match with the world champion, and now does he feel important? If I was Jay White, I'd be like, let me go. I want to go to the E. I want to feel important. I want to feel like a contender, because now I look at him, I'm like, Who cares about Jay White? He doesn't even acknowledge he lost to MJF by nefarious means and thinks that he deserves a rematch, which he kind of does. Doesn't even care about the devil jumping him. It's just like, we're just moving on. We're going to forget about all this. It doesn't make sense, Tony. Tony, you can have matches. If you want to do New Japan and just put matches on and freaking kill all the storylines and let MJF and all these people who need good storylines, because they're in the ring, they may be great, but they also need the storylines. Let them all go. Go be New Japan Light. And you'll suck at that too. Anywho. I mean, Jay White doesn't feel important. I mean, it can... Yes or no? Agree or disagree? Does Jay White feel important?
Not in this company.
Your thoughts on this match? Jay White versus Jay Lethal. Who cares, right? I mean, they had to have the match. Cool, but, you know.
Well, by the same token, like I was saying off air, I was practically saying that if Jay Lethal goes over, I'm rage quitting AEW altogether, just because of the way he's been built in this company.
Well, and Jay Lethal is here, but Jay White's kind of been put right here, just barely above him now. And this is a man that just wrestled for the world champion in the main event on a pay-per-view.
I know.
And it comes out of the freaking pay-per-view. We have not had an interview or a conversation with him that mentions any of this. And he got jumped by the devil, and he doesn't care that he got jumped by the devil anymore. Like, it's just like, okay. Like, if you're going to have storylines make it make sense, you got to follow through. You don't just have a guy go, okay. Oh, I'm going to go be in this tournament? Cool. I don't care about the fact that I got cheated out of my world title. And not only that, he got made to look like a fool because he couldn't be the one-legged man with a friend that was in his corner on one leg. K. White doesn't feel important. Yeah, we'll call him K. White. Because every kiss begins with K, right?
Oh, Lord. But
and there's going to be people who are going to be out here go, oh, this was the best wrestling on TV. AEW is hitting all the points. Tony Khan's cooking. Cooking what? Leftovers?
Get
Mud pies?
it.
People are going to be selling this like this was something great. The match in the ring,
No.
the ring work, okay, you can sell that some of the ring work's decent, but you can't get involved in the ring work. Why do I care about Jay White and Jay Lethal taking on one another in a tournament where they don't feel important? The only two people that felt important in this tournament right now are Jon Moxley and Swerve Strickland. Even on the Blue League, I can't even tell you who feels important. They're kind of lacklustering the champion that's putting his titles on the line, Eddie Kingston. They kind of dropped the ball, but they're trying to fix that. They made Brody King feel dominant, but not important. Bryan Danielson's the only person over there who feels important, but Collision, oh, I don't want to get into spoilers, but I think they fucked that up too. This was a crap show. This was a crappy show that just continued to get crappier, because then we got to this big main event, a pay-per-view quality match, a match that should have been at World's End, should have been anywhere else, should have been built for a lot longer than it's been built. We got the TNT Championship on the line. Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland. Justin Roberts is a fool. I don't get why we have to have this. And now introducing the rated super. I don't know if he hit like it's on a record and he hit skip and it went like, I don't know if he malfunctioned. I don't know if he's an AI and he got that super. I'm like, dude, he's a rated R superstar. It's not, just say it.
It's not hard.
The superstar. Adam freaking Copeland, who doesn't feel like the rated R superstar. This man feels like... And they chanted this match was awesome, and there was nothing in this match that was awesome. Halfway through this match, the crowd died. And at the end, they're like, this is awesome. I'm like, have you ever seen an Edge and Christian match, whether they were together or against each other? This is not an Edge and Christian match that you would expect. Adam Copeland and Jey Russo can do so much better than they did tonight.
Absolutely.
We've seen more Daredevil stuff that's like, this is awesome. This was nothing. This was just a barefoking match. They went back and forth. They tried to show that they know each other well enough that they outcame one another. And then we screwed it all up because we had to do stupid stuff. We had to bring out Nick Wayne's mom. Nick Wayne's mom had to come out and interfere in this match and hit Adam Copeland with the the TNT title belt to align herself with Christian Cage, which we kind of felt was a storyline setup, but we were just like, hopefully this doesn't really happen because she doesn't need to be involved in this. There's no place for her. Freaking now we're going to get to call her the Judy Bagwell of AEW.
Oh, jeez.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I wish I could.
Is there any reason for her to be involved?
Normally, I would push back at you on your negativity with some sense of optimism. But even I'm forced to join you on this episode. It's a shit show. That's it. There's nothing more to say.
Eventually, Cage hits the kill switch, and not kill switch, formerly known as Luchasaurus, but he hits the kill switch. We didn't even see Luchasaurus or Nick Wayne in this match. Nick Wayne's mommy comes down to help Christian, so now she's aligned with the whole group. So I guess we have the patriarchy, and now we have the mother of the patriarchy. I guess she's going to be the Mary Magdalene of the whole group. We have the Messiah and Christian Cage, so I guess this is going to be his Holy Mary. Yay. Stupid. Dumb booking. This feud's going to continue. Didn't need to happen tonight. You could have done this all at World's End. It would have meant a whole lot more. They tried to tell this brief story in the beginning with old pictures of them, but they don't have any other footage to use of these two in the ring to really tell their history, because it all happened in WWE with Tony Khan. He did, I want to do anything with WWE, but I want to be like WWE, or I want to be like New Japan, or I want to be like, I don't know who I want to be like. Tony, you suck. You've lost your mind. You've lost everything. You're making New Japan superstars that you brought over look like chumps. Kenny Omega's taking on Ethan Page on Collision. For what reasons, we don't know, because Ethan Page wants to be the King of Canada. I didn't even know Omega was the King of Canada, but he's over here too busy. He can take a one-on-one match with Ethan Page on the show, but he can't be involved in a tournament that was... Anyways, your thoughts, Christian Cage, Adam Copeland, this catastrophe of a way to continue a feud that they started way too early.
Just a couple minutes shy of 20 minutes, and that's a couple minutes shy of 20 minutes that I can't get back. That's the totality of it. There is nothing I can add. There's nothing to say that's positive. There's just...
This is poor, straight poor booking by Tony Khan. I don't know where he decided to book this match. They talk about AEW morale being low in the locker room, people not feeling like they're being utilized. And Collision, I can already see where Collision's going, because they had this massive scare with Bryan Danielson being injured, but now he's wrestling for Rampage against Daniel Garcia to make up a match. So he really wasn't injured. It was supposed to be a kayfabe injury, so I don't even know why they did that. And I wish I could give away, I want to just say something, but it would give away the winner of that match, because it's very confusing on why they did all that mess. But hey, cool, whatever. I don't know what this show was. I don't know what to tell you about this show. The only thing that's making this show not completely boring for me is that the in-ring action is decent. The in-ring action is the only thing that somewhat saves AEW from being totally massacred. It's just totally a dumpster fire. Moxley and Rush gave us a great match. Mark Briscoe and Swerve was a good, strong, hitting match. Jay Lethal and Jay White, that wasn't as impressive to me. But again, Jay Lethal's nothing. And Jay White has become really like nothing in my books. I mean, I don't know how you go fight for the World Championship in a main event on a pay-per-view, lose by nefarious means, because the one-legged MJF had it cheat to win. You've gotten jumped by the Devil's people, but it doesn't seem like you care about any of it. It's just like we're supposed to just forget all that. You're supposed to be in this tournament, and that's the important thing. Yay. Like, no, you should be out here going, yeah, I'm in this tournament, but I haven't forgotten you. But no, we're not going to give him the time. Hell, we've given Sword more time to talk. We've given John Moxley more time to talk. Barely given any time to Jay White to talk about anything. I don't know. I don't want to be negative about AEW. I want to be positive about AEW. I want to talk about how AEW is doing good things, but they don't. They don't do anything good. The classic, and people are going to praise this. I know they are. There's plenty of people who are going to go, oh, this classic tournament's awesome. This is amazing. They're doing great things. The in-ring work is totally out. The devil stuff is so great. The devil stuff's crap. You've dragged this thing on and on and on without some opening or some new something to lead to some direction. I don't even think they know who the devil is.
Exactly, some kind of progression.
And then you're going to give us a match tonight and you just totally overswerved it. Like, you didn't even let these guys get in the ring. It's just like they want to go attack Joe, but they didn't really attack Joe, but they attacked MJF. So I don't know. Is Adam Cole the devil and Joe? Yeah, could they get, is MJF fake? I don't know. I don't know what to say. What is your summary of tonight's show?
I already gave that. It's a shit show. We told the people our views on it. I think it's time to end the show, to be honest. Get ready for the next good show, which is SmackDown.
Speaking of SmackDown, we're going to get CM Punk, so that should help it. But anywho.
That'll help raise the spirits for the week.
Oh, boy. Hi, kitty. Almost fell there. Ricky Starks, WWE bound. Jungle Boy, we don't know what Jungle Boy has filed for trademark. Jack Perry has filed for the trademark Jungle Boy. So that's very interesting that he's filing for that trademark for some reason.
Why? He shouldn't use that ever again, in my opinion.
Well, if he's no longer in AEW, goes somewhere else, and he wants to go back to being Jungle Boy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why he would want to use that name.
Well, if he goes to WWE and they want to reinvent Jungle Boy, at least he has the copyrights to it. I mean, there's some reason he's trademarking it for, well, it's for T-shirts, bandana, and promotional equip. So, I mean, there's some reason he's trying to get a hold of it. So there's something we don't know about what's going on there. I don't know if Jungle Boy's on his way out. Jake Perry may be gone from AEW really soon. I think Tony Khan indefinitely suspended him until his contract ran up. And it's just like, I don't know what to do with Jungle Boy, and Jungle Boy is going to be gone. And Luchasaurus, Kill Switch looks like the biggest joke in professional wrestling now. Along with Jay White. And tell me when I'm telling lies. You can get on here and tell me, no, Jay White's great. And that's fine. I just disagree with you because the way Tony Khan's booked him. You can't tell me this man was built to go against a world champion, was a huge name in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And if I'm correct, he was the New Japan World Champion, right? I mean, he was their biggest champion at one point.
Was on,
go ahead.
He's been on AEW TV when he was the IWW, their world champion, put it that way.
IWGP.
Yeah.
And he was the leader of Bullet Club, which is supposed to be the biggest, most well-known, most well-built. It's supposed to be the faction of professional wrestling that is equal to or better than the NWO in essence, because the Bullet Club has not only managed to be successful in New Japan Pro Wrestling, it's been successful in TNA or Impact TNA, whatever you want to call it. It's somewhat successful in AEW. It's been able to branch out and have multi-branches, and sort of has a branch in WWE, just not acknowledged and recognized by WWE.
Unofficially, yeah.
So, this is a man that came over from New Japan with hype and build. And if you really want to know, Mr. Z can tell us all about how great this man was. And he's been brought into this company, brought in with a lot of hype, was undefeated going into the match against MJF. Undefeated in AEW when he went against MJF at Full Gear for the world title and lost to a one-legged man who had a helper on one leg. And Jay White has done nothing about it. Hasn't said anything about it. Hasn't. Like, okay, I lost, we'll move on. I'm in a tournament, yay. A tournament that's treating him like he's lackluster. The only reason he's got to win is because Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe are in this stinking tournament, and they're just there to take L's. I swear, I think Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe are both gonna go to a draw in the end of this on the last night, just so they both can get a point. Because Tony Khan doesn't want to just leave. Tony Khan won't leave anybody with 0, because Tony Khan don't want to fire anybody. He leaves that to other people to fire people down. Now that we know how that really goes, It's just like, how in the hell, and this is a fact, I know some people mention this, and I'm taking this from our other guys. Why was Bryan Danielson's name ever put out into the interwebs or anywhere about being a part of the group or part of the committee that was the ones that made the decision that should fire CM Punk? And it's come out that Bryan Danielson said no, he shouldn't be fired. But anyways, the fact of the matter that anybody leaked that information out, why that was ever put out into the universe, because I don't see necessarily, I don't know if CM Punk knew there was a committee or who was a part of that committee that decided that, and I don't see CM Punk leaking that information, but whoever's in the inside that's leaking that information, Tony Khan, you're a mess up. That information should have never gotten out to anybody. You should have never had your top star, one of your top stars at least, to look that way. It was bad. and it was stupid. And Tony Khan's a fool. And if you don't fix your freaking leaks, then I want to hear you crying about it. Boo-hoo, wah. Tony Khan, it's time to grow up, be a man, and fire people. Period. I told you this. I told you this. I told you this. I told you this before. I've told you this on the rant today. You need to fix your company. To fix your company, what you need to do is go find out who wants to be there and who doesn't want to be there. If they don't want to be there, let them go. Don't worry about no compete clause, because why do you care? If they want to go to WWE and they're going to go make money at WWE, then you should support them and clap for them and tell them, good luck. I hope it works out for you. I hope you're successful, because that's the guy you're supposed to be, right, Tony? So don't worry about a no-compete clause. If they go to WWE and they're making money, cool. You're not in competition with WWE right now. You are nowhere near being competition for WWE right now. You need to let the people go. Don't put them on no-compete clause. Let them go wherever they are to go make money and do what they need to do and be happy. And you need to focus on fixing AEW and the people who want to be there to make this brand feel important and good again, and start bringing in people who are going to help you be successful. You can make money, yay. And what the hell is up with you? You're stupid. Half of your show, most of your show, what was it on the Titantron? If it wasn't Woo Energy Drink, it was All In Wembley. You're selling a pay-per-view that's 8 months out, and you got one at the end of the month that you're not even promoting. And we have, what, one match for that pay-per-view? Okay, we got 2 matches. We know the world title's on the line. MJF versus Samoa Joe. Cool. Don't really know if I care, because we've seen the match. It's just a rematch. Who knows how the devil shit's going to play in this. And then whoever wins from the Blue Classic, or the Blue League, and whoever wins from the Gold League. And that's it. That's all you've booked for this big pay-per-view that you started in December, that you told everybody was going to be, oh, it's going to be so amazing. It's going to be so important. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Value of Wrestling. Mr. Clarke, is there anything else you want to add?
We're trying to bring you the value of wrestling, but Tony Khan sure ain't giving you that.
Like we used to say, we put the vow back in the value. Our vow is to put the value back into wrestling. And that's what we're here to do. And I'm going to keep it true. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. That's fine. You can disagree with me all day. You can put it in the comments, and we can have that conversation. We can have that debate. And that's what we're here for. But I'm telling you, this is the way to do it. Anyways, this is the Value of Wrestling. This has been your AEW Dynamite review for December 6th, 2023. Me and Mr. Clarke will be back here Friday night after SmackDown to review what'll hopefully be a saving show. And, of course, then we'll be back Sunday to cry over Collision. Dude, and the fact of the matter is, you can go on the internet, read the spoilers, because Collision's already been pre-recorded, because it was recorded last night. So this whole story that the Bryan Danielson's gonna have to wrestle twice in 24 hours. He's gonna wrestle 3 times in 7 days. Hell, he's wrestled Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So in like 5 days, he's wrestled 3 times. Anyway, so he recorded Collision, so the spoilers are already out there if you want to read them. But yeah, we're gonna watch Collision. Why? I don't know. Because we like punishment. We like suffering. We like pain. We like misery. No, because we keep hoping that something will change, that there'll be a bright spot. There'll be this spark. There'll be this moment of revolution. There'll be this phoenix that comes out of the fires and makes AEW go, oh, and we'll be like, oh, they got it. No, but hey, I know. We're here because we love the world of professional wrestling. We love professional wrestling. Love professional wrestling for many, many, many years. And we just want it to be great all around. We want all these wrestlers to make great money. We want them to be safe and not constantly getting injured like they do on some companies. But we won't get into that. But AEW is not hitting the marks. Like, whatever happened, AEW was the saving grace. AEW was like this breath of fresh air. AEW was this change, was this moment where we're going to see people become successful. Because we knew what we were getting in WWE, and Vince McMahon was slowly injecting the poison to kill WWE. And that's what it felt like. It was just Vince McMahon was going to burn it down from the inside out. And so we had AEW, and we were hoping AEW would raise the bar and push Vince to get better. No, what it did is force Vince out of the creative areas, brought Triple H in, made Triple H get fired up to do what needs to be done to bring WWE back to life. And Tony Khan has just lost all sight on what AEW should be. I don't know where he got wrong. See that scared of Triple H? I don't know, but we will be back. And we thank you for being here. We thank you for taking your time out of your busy day. If you're watching this after the fact, we thank you for taking your time to watch us. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's get the likes up. We need all the likes we can get. Also, make sure you ring that bell for notifications, because you never know when new videos are going to come out. Today, I put out a Big Time Rants where we talked about a lot of stuff. Go check out that video. And, of course, every day I put out this date in wrestling history, so follow that. And you never know when other new content's going to come out. I know Paulus Clarke's working deep in the back trenches there, coming up with new content to get it pushed out there. I'm sure we'll see new stuff from him. I'm working on the next flashback review. I just haven't decided what next pay-per-view. I know the Rumble's rolling around, but I feel like it may be a little too early to hit the Rumble. We may have to dig in to see what was a good December pay-per-view to review. So I'm working on that. We also have a story time that's going to come up again real soon. I just got to finish it out. It's going to be probably a couple of chapters, but we'll get into that when that comes out. But we'll be back Friday with SmackDown, Collision on Saturday, the weekly roundup with Mr. Z every Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on the Value Wrestling YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Help us grow. Help us move forward. Help us get into the trenches in the IWC, because we are going to be the fastest growing wrestling podcast, and we are going to make a change in the IWC. But we need your support and help to get there. I thank you for getting here. I'm not even going to do these buttons. You know what it says every time. We'll see you on the next one. Let's get out of here.
Slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow,
Thank you.